The Blues are a big story. Brisbane got them on Friday night, and it was part of the reason is because of this man, Josh Dunkley. The job that he did on Patrick Cripps, and Chris Fagan after the game lauded his performance. He almost had the triple-double. So he's had like 30, he's had 10 tackles, 11 clearances, and the defensive job on Cripps. So I think for Patrick Cripps now, he's been done by Jordan Dawson, who got him in the second half against St Kilda, still got him, and now Dunkley's going after him. So there is definitely a belief that when you play Carlton, if you stop Cripps, you stop the Blues.
You certainly do, Kane. The pressure the other night. I was waiting for you to pick it up, Tony, but I'll pick it up. You are the host, so maybe at some time, pick it up, throw it to me, and I'm over here. So, Brisbane, they haven't been known for their pressure in the forward half of the ground, and it is building. They were brilliant the other night, and I felt like they won the game based on their pressure. And we see this. This is just awesome. This is not something we've seen from Brisbane in the past. Continual pressure. They win the football back. Then they go back in. They get multiple opportunities. You'll notice that a lot of these are Charlie Cameron. His pressure the other night was elite. They got the first goal from pressure. Here's Charlie Cameron again, putting a lot of pressure on, gets him out of bounds. They win the football back again. They go back, get another opportunity. Have a look at this one. This is Carlton. Now, you'd think they're going to get this one. There's three players. They could share this around, but watch the Brisbane forwards. They get one there. Charlie's the first one there. Then there's two. Then there's three. Then there's four. Charlie eventually gets the ball and kicks the goal. But, I mean, that's just awesome play by the Brisbane Lions. And this is the last one. It goes for a little bit. The ball bobbles around, but midfielders and forwards involved in this. So they're just keeping the ball in their half of the ground. Their forward line's so good. If you keep it in there, they're going to score goals. So that was the first part of it, but they also had a plan for Adam Sard. So let's have a look. He's a major weapon off half-back, Adam Sard. So every time he wants to get the football, they normally give it to him. Brisbane made a conscious effort to get to Sard to not allow him to be able to kick the football. He's about the only blue in the back line who can use it and run with pace. So every time Sard went near the footy, they didn't allow him to get it. So Charlie Cameron tries to go to Sard. Sard wrong foots him, goes back the other way. Then the next player comes in, adds Zach Bailey, doesn't allow Sard to get it. So this happened all night. And there's one other example I'll show here. This is McCarthy on Sard. Normally they mark the ball, Sard would go around the back and get this one easy, but he's not allowing him. Normally you'd allow that player to get around there, but just doesn't want Sard to get the ball. So that was a plan from Brisbane as well, and they
Brownie.
did that really well.
Good vision.
Yeah, it's very worth waiting for. Now, Stevie, I know you're one of the most highly decorated players in the competition, right? But you can handle getting dropped from a team, you can handle being injured. The last thing you ever want to be is the subject of the volcano.
And it's not Stevie J in my sights today, don't worry about that. But it is the Blues, because once again, I think they are underachieving on the talent that they have. I want to take you back to Luke Sayers, who is their president, after they sacked David Teague some time ago.
Our expectation, based on the list that we have, we are looking to make finals in 2022.
And they nearly did do that, but they lost their last four games of the year to miss finals. Now, Brian Cook is their CEO now. He was on 3AW yesterday, and he had this to say about what happens if they don't qualify for finals this year.
One last footy one from me. Do you need to make the 8 this year?
I think we need to make the 8. Let me think about that. I think most of our supporters would say yes. I would say if we don't make it, it's not the end of the world. But, gee, I think we'd cop a bit of a backlash, yeah.
I think it would be the end of the world in a footy sense if they didn't qualify for finals this year, because at what point is that going to happen? I want to give you a look at some of their players and the finals experience that they have had. Cripps is now 167 games into his career, no finals. Doherty's the same. Wiedering, Mackay, Curnow, Walsh, the opportunity that they had last year to experience September for the first time wasn't there. So then to be investing in this list like they have, to spend almost every single dollar in their salary cap and not qualify again this year in a football sense would be the end of the world. And he's right. I think there'd be a lot of frustrated and disappointed and angry Carlton fans, as we saw exiting Marvel on Friday night, that would vote with their feet.
Look, I think it's fair enough, Kane, what you've said there. They didn't sack David Teague to have this situation be in front of them right now, and they didn't sack him to then miss finals the next 2 years, which we're talking about now. The list, though, it does have holes in it. It does fall away dramatically from the high-end talent they've got.
Well, but it shouldn't be. So that's a criticism of the way that the list has been built, Stevie. Like, in terms of the investment, no, they've invested in McGovern. They've got massive deals for Cripps and Curnow and Mackay, Williams and Sard. We've got Chera coming in. We've got Akers coming in.
McGovern.
This is a list that is built for the now. So to miss, I'm saying would be a big underachievement.
But I mean, they're 4-3 and 1 draw.
Yeah,
I mean, so it's not the end of the world
we're
at the moment.
forecasting their next 5 weeks is
But he's only commenting on what
is really
their
difficult.
president said.
Yeah, I understand that, and they only just sort of missed out that particular year, and they're actually still in the 8 as we speak here
They
at the
are,
moment.
and
And in terms of Brian Cook, well, again, we never actually want to discourage anyone, be it a footballer or an administrator, from speaking openly and honestly.
Do you
and
think
that's
he
what
truly believes that though? Like, do you think that?
But he prefaced it by saying that there would be supporter frustration and
Yes.
supporter angst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as a master administrator answering the question in a non-provocative way when it's all said and done. I think internally he'd be saying we've got to make it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope so. I hope
Because
so.
but the problem is, as soon as he does, sorry, Steve, I know you want to say it, but the problem is, as soon as he says, no, this is a must-make finals year, and if we don't do it, then round 1 of next season we're doing this
I
show,
understand
and
that,
we're putting him to the...
Supporters aren't silly. Like, supporters can read through that and they say, well, that's almost like a politician talking. That is spin. Of course we have to make finals this year, particularly 8-3 last year, lose the last 4 by the way that they did, and then to invest again in the list and miss would be a major disappointment.
Well, they've got a big 5 weeks coming. So
Huge.
They've got the Dogs, Collingwood, Sydney, Melbourne and Essendon.
Oh, boy.
And, you know, if they don't win more than
3
they
of
lose
those.
in that,
Yeah.
the chatter around Michael Voss and Carlton underperforming is just not going to go away.
That is a tough 5 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, and they knew that going in, obviously, to what happened against the Lions on Friday night, TJ. I felt they had to split that sequence of games 3-3, Stevie, and now they've left themselves with needing to win 3 out of the 5.